file Democrats really believe that? A debate right now. Joining us is the former Director of Strategic Communications for Hillary Clinton, Adrienne Elrod. Good morning, Adrienne.
Good morning.
And former speechwriter for President George W. Bush, Marc Thiessen. Marc, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
All right, Adrienne, let's start with you. Paul Begala says that maybe it's time to blow him up. What do you think?
Well, look, the point that Paul was trying to make is that there should be stronger sanctions in place. That is something that Donald Trump and his administration should be focused on. I mean, look, again, we are looking at an adversarial government that was actively trying to influence our election process. Right. There should be stronger punishments. That was the point that he was trying to make.
But Adrienne, if you know, the president of the United States last year, Barack Obama, knew in the middle of the summer that apparently the Russians were trying to mess around with our elections, and yet he didn't do anything until after the election.
Yeah, look, you know, I think he should have done more. I agree with Adam Schiff, who's the ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee, the ranking Democrat, that I think the President Obama should have done more and should have been a little bit more out there in this. But again, we are looking forward. We have got to absolutely get to the bottom of this. That's why we have Bob Mueller and congressional investigative committees looking into this matter. But again, going back to what Paul Begala was saying, he was simply trying to make the point that we've got to have stronger punishments on a country that was actively trying to influence our election process toward one particular candidate.
Okay, Marc, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm the first to tell you that the Donald Trump Jr. emails were very troubling. But Donald Trump's best defense against the charges of Russia collusion are his policies. He can honestly look the American people in the eye and say, no one has been tougher on Russia. We haven't had a president this tough on Russia since Ronald Reagan. Look at what he's done. He bombed Putin's ally Assad in Syria. A few weeks ago, they shot down a Syrian warplane. He's accused the Russians of violating the INF nuclear treaty. He's accused the Russians of arming the Taliban. He just reached a energy deal with Poland that is trying to make Poland less dependent on Russian energy, so they're not influenced by Russian pressure. He sent 1,000 troops to Poland. These are not policies that Vladimir Putin wants. Right. So you know, the idea that he's somehow, you know, if the Russians bought the Trump administration for Trump to be a Russian puppet, it's kind of backfired on them because the policies are not quite what they wanted.
That's a great point. You know, Marc, the other thing is if there has been any Russian collusion, it's not from the Trumps. From what we can see, it's the DNC operative who went over to the Ukraine to try to dig up dirt on Donald Trump and then circulated it. That's the collusion right there.
Well, I think the Donald Trump Jr. emails are very, very troubling. I think we can't skirt over those things. I mean, what we know from the Donald Trump Jr. emails, up until now, I've been coming on Fox regularly saying there's no evidence of collusion. Well, Donald Trump received an email, Jr. received emails saying the Russian government wants to help Donald Trump. We want to meet with you.
There wasn't actually
he said,
any information. Sure. Right, but they didn't collude, ultimately, is what Donald Jr.'s father says.
Yeah, I disagree with that. They wanted to. He thought he was meeting with a Russian government official. So this is very troubling. And look, we've got a special counsel that's looking into this. Let's let him do his job. But right now, Donald Trump's best defense against all these charges are, look at my policies. I mean, it took how long did it take him to meet with Vladimir Putin? 7 months. He met with the Chinese leader in the first few weeks. So stick with the tough policies on Russia.
All right, Adrienne, I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, look, I mean, first of all, when it comes to the DNC, that is a conspiracy theory that is being peddled by the Trump administration to try to deflect from their own problems. This is a contractor that we were talking about. But look, I agree with Marc. I mean, the fact is Donald Trump Jr. was intending to collude. You know, this is exactly why we have investigations looking into this, but he was intending to collude with a government that had adversarial relations.
Yeah, but it's not a conspiracy theory.
You both know there's a big difference between intending to collude and colluding.
Correct.
As it turns out, she just turned out to be a lobbyist who wanted to talk about Russian adoptions.
Well,
but he didn't know that.
Investigations.
No, he didn't know that. He didn't think that's what the meeting was about. But it is not a conspiracy theory that Bill Clinton took millions of dollars from Russia and Hillary Clinton enacted policies on uranium that benefited the people he was doing that. So you know,
that's a whole other conversation. All right, Adrienne's nodding her head, and I'm thinking we'll do that another time.
Another time.
All right, Adrienne and Marc, thank you very much.